Hey, what is going on everyone? Jason here at Waddle and welcome back to another advice video. And for today, we are going to be talking about some high school freshman advice I have for you guys. And for the new folks out here, hello everyone, my name is Jason. I just graduated high school this June and I will be attending UCLA. So I figured why not to share as much as I know about high school to you guys. In which in this video, I will be giving you guys 45 different freshman tips so you can get off to a strong start within your high school career, while at the same time have a memorable 4 years of high school, as well as prepare yourself for any future endeavors. But yeah, without further ado, make sure to leave a like, comment down below what you are excited about high school the most, subscribe and join the Waddle Squad for more advice on high school and college, and let's just get into all of these tips. Part 1, academics. Tip number 1, focus on now. First of all, I just want to congratulate all of you new freshmen out here for getting into high school. Now what I want you to do is to stop thinking about the amazing middle school memories and about 4 years later when you are going to college, and just take a step back and be present in the moment. This is important for you guys because by living in the present, you are able to reduce so much anxiety from academics, and ultimately you can be handling whatever assignment or task you are at hand. So just stop stressing about the future, guys, and just live in the moment. Tip 2, create a 4-year plan. I know this sounds cheesy or whatever, but trust me, by creating a 4-year plan, you are able to track your progress throughout high school, so that way you can take things gradually and not have to rush everything you didn't do by the end of senior year, so you can actually and hopefully have a less stressful time within high school. Tip 3, consider taking an easier AP course. If your high school does allow you to take AP courses as a freshman, I would strongly suggest you guys to take a very easy AP. For example, AP Environmental Science might be a great choice, or AP Human Geography. Both of these APs are considered relatively easy. And if you are aiming to go to a top tier college, then definitely taking an AP class during your freshman year is a great way to set yourself above from the rest of the class, as well as help you develop the study skills necessary for when you take on more challenging AP courses. Tip 4, consider taking one of these AP courses in order to better challenge yourself. That list includes AP Chemistry, AP Biology, AP Physics 1, or AP Calculus AB. Tip 5, take your AP Foreign Language test if you are a native speaker to that language, or you are very fluent in that language. You can take the class of that language if your school offers it. If you knock those tests out of your freshman year, you can use the rest of your sophomore or junior year to take even harder AP courses, or you can just take classes in which you are really interested about. Tip 6, know how to procrastinate. I can almost guarantee that you would definitely procrastinate at some point during high school. And that's totally fine because procrastination is actually part of human nature. But being able to do assignments or study for tests in a very limited amount of time would definitely help you a long way throughout high school. So that leads us to tip number 7, in which once you know how to procrastinate, don't procrastinate. By not procrastinating or catching yourself whenever you procrastinate, that would definitely save you a ton of time in high school, in which you can use that time to do different extracurricular activities. Tip number 8, make sure to put academics above everything else. I'm sure playing Minecraft or Fortnite or whatever is definitely more fun in the moment than doing your math homework, but I'm also 100% sure by doing your homework right when you get out of school is a way better feeling than doing homework at 3 in the morning. So make sure whenever possible, always try to do your academic work before you do anything else. That way you can also develop really good time management skills, and you won't have to stay up late, which is also very bad for your health, especially as a freshman. Tip number 9, make sure to get enough sleep every single night. Also a very cheesy tip, but let me tell you, especially during freshman year when your body is still growing, always try to make sure to get around 8 to 9 hours of sleep. So then you can have a very positive and productive day when you wake up tomorrow. Tip number 10, learn how to communicate with your teachers through emails. So yeah, this skill is very useful to have because if you can build a connection with your teacher, once you get to the end of your junior year and you need letter of recommendations, having a teacher in which you kept in touch since freshman year really helps your application. Tip number 11, try not to study in groups for now. Odds are, in my opinion, freshmen have the least ability in staying on task. And putting a bunch of freshmen in a room to study might not be the best idea. So what I feel like is more important is definitely learn how to be more accountable for yourself and also be able to learn how to study effectively by yourself. Tip number 12, use online resources for your advantage. YouTube channels such as Crash Course, Khan Academy, and Bozeman Science have just fantastic videos for pretty much any subject in which you are currently learning about in class. So I would suggest before you have a huge test or quiz coming up, watch through some of those videos relating to your test topic, and odds are that might just help you get an A on that test. Tip number 13, share study guides with your friends and have them do the same to you. Not only will you be able to build stronger friendships by tackling a common challenge you both have, which is basically the test or like the class, you can also save a ton of time from having to write notes if you simply just share your notes together when you study. Tip number 14, learn how to take notes effectively. I will definitely cover this in a future video about how I took notes in high school and how I have improved on it. But as a freshman, I actually really struggled with this because I would just write down everything, even like completely trivial details about stuff. But for now, just learn how to be able to summarize concepts with your own words and put it into your notes. Tip number 15, invest in prep books. One reason I feel like I really did so bad on my AP biology test during my freshman year is that I actually didn't use a single prep book, and now I completely regret it. So if you are taking an AP course or whatever, make sure to check out a prep book by either Barron's or Princeton Review. Personally, I use Princeton Review. However, if you can't really afford it, definitely make sure to stay in your school's library, because for sure, those places will definitely have whatever subject you are currently studying for. Part 2, extracurriculars. Tip number 1, consider getting a college advisor or college counselor. They might be kind of expensive and kind of pointless in like 9th grade, but trust me, the longer you know one specific college counselor, they are able to help you a lot more when you begin your college application essay writing process, and you might just be able to write better essays for knowing them for a longer time. Tip 2, consult your counselor about summer activities within your community. Might not be the most crucial thing for an entering freshman, but definitely being able to serve your community at a young age would certainly help you when you apply to college 4 years down the line. Tip 3, try out a new hobby in which you are passionate about. So during my freshman year, I actually started a YouTube channel in which I did like gaming videos. It was definitely alright, also kind of cringy, but I enjoyed that a lot. And definitely without that gaming channel, I would not be here talking to you guys about topics such as freshman advice. So yeah, one suggestion I have for you guys is to just go on YouTube and just see something you want to do and just try it. Tip number 4, use your hobby to try to reach out to people with the same interests. You will also probably find someone who is better than you at that hobby, and hopefully they are able to teach and guide you in like that hobby you are interested in. Number 5, quit activities that your parents made you do but you absolutely hate it. By doing so, you are actually able to save a lot more time and be able to find another hobby in which you are more passionate about. Number 6, join a large club that serves a good purpose. In my opinion, this is the best way to join a club when you're first starting out. So some clubs I recommend are definitely the Red Cross or Key Club, which is a volunteering club, and that's pretty much all you do. And like, feel free to quit that club if you're not having fun with it, or you feel like you can use that time for a different purpose. Tip number 7, start a club with one of your interests. At my school, we also have a ton of random clubs that is made for people to have a common interest, such as Pokemon Club, Disney Club, Esports Club. Starting a club in which you are passionate about will definitely show your interest, and it could be a very good starting point if you personally struggle to join a club that you like. That leads us to tip number 8, which is also incentivize your friends to join your club by offering executive positions. Technically a win-win situation, since by getting your friends to be an exec member on your club, you are able to possibly save some time when setting up club events. And in return, your friends might also be eager to help because they can then take your club and also help their college resume in the future. Tip number 9, start a consistent place to volunteer outside of school. You can either find an organization in which you support, as in my case, I volunteered at my city's local food bank, but just getting into the mindset of volunteer would certainly go a long way, and would definitely also bring you gratification. Number 10, start out by joining a lot of clubs and then as time goes on, shift your focus on fewer and fewer clubs. By first joining a lot of clubs, you are able to introduce yourself to a bunch of different things, and then as time goes on, you are able to find what you are truly interested and passionate about, and that is when you should quit the clubs in which you aren't as passionate about, just to focus on the few you have left that you are very passionate about. Tip number 11, email and ask for job shadowing opportunities. You can definitely ask your parents for possible connections on certain places in which you want a job shadow, but I will say doing this will definitely help you in choosing a career for the future in which you want to pursue. Tip number 12, a very important one. Do not go and visit top tier colleges right now. That includes your Harvards, your Yales, heck even UC Berkeley's or my school UCLA. Because in my opinion, it's your freshman year, you don't have to worry about college until 4 years down the line. So the best you can do right now is to prepare yourself so you can get into those colleges. And in fact, it might even add a ton of unnecessary pressure on yourself. So instead of trying to focus on the end result, just work really hard right now so you have a shot at it. So number 13, consider taking one of these summer camps at the universities. This is way better than the college tours because you can actually build friendships. In my opinion, they're not as necessary as, say, volunteering, but like if you have the time and money, definitely consider that. Number 14, try to join a sports team. Now I'll go over my experiences in playing high school football during my senior year in another video, but for now just know sports is also another great way to build friendships in which you have a common interest with. Plus having a sport on your college resume will also look really good for your college application during your senior year. And finally, number 15, consider starting a small business in an area in which you are interested in. Starting a small business, you can learn a ton of things, and heck, even if that business fails, you are able to learn a lesson on why it fails. Plus there's still a chance in which your business might earn yourself a little extra allowance income. Part 3, social life. Tip number 1, be more social and expand your friend group. For example, during my first day of freshman year, I actually met even a great friend to this day. You might have seen him in some of my videos. He's known as Young Bill in them. Since every freshman's new to high school, definitely make sure to branch out to like people you've never seen before and say like hi and get to know them. Cause you never know where the journey of high school would take you guys. And like heck, you might even be able to go to the same college 4 years later with that friend you met in 9th grade. Tip number 2, don't be afraid to move on from your middle school friends. I have a lot of middle school friends in which I've moved on from. I mean, it might be sad at the moment, but definitely for sure I know I made the right choice. Mainly because those friends were kind of not that great of an influence on me. But yeah, even though this might be a very hard process for some of you guys, I would strongly encourage you guys to do that. Because your future self maybe even just a year later would thank you for it. Tip number 3, try to be friends with just as many upperclassmen as you are with people in your grade. That is something I definitely wish I did when I was a freshman. They are able to help you so much throughout academic wise or heck even socially, because many of them are already very familiar with high school. And just talking to them can get you so much more insight into high school than any of your other freshman friends can. So tip number 4, try to have an upperclassman as one of your advisors and as someone that you look up to. Personally for me, that wasn't really an issue because I was the only freshman taking AP Biology, so I had a ton of amazing people to look up to during my freshman year. But yeah, try to probably know like a friend's brother or whatever and reach out to them, and maybe they can not only help you survive but also thrive during your freshman year. That leads us to tip number 5, which is to never date any upperclassmen no matter what circumstance. Literally every single YouTube video gives out this advice, and trust me, we are all giving this advice for good reason too. Tip number 6, learn how to take care of yourself, especially during stressful times. You can do that either through a hobby or heck even hanging out with friends. Those are 2 amazing methods whenever you feel stressed or pressured about something relating to school. Tip number 7, don't be afraid to talk about your mental health to your friends, teachers, parents, counselors. Even during your toughest times, just know that high school is only 4 years and you will eventually get through it. Number 8, don't compare yourself to other students in your grade. This will only lead to you resenting the people that are better than you. And that is something you absolutely shouldn't do, especially as a freshman. Because then you might be like me and then put a ton of pressure on all of your academic studies. Tip number 9, be honest with your parents. You want to make sure that throughout these 4 years of high school, you can have your parents to trust you and be the best version of yourself. And by having the trust of your parents, you are able to have so much more freedom, in my opinion, as a teenager. Tip number 10, embrace rejection and don't dwell on them. Learning how to take rejections is a very important skill, whether it's being rejected by a girl, your college, a job, whatever. Being able to move past from that as fast as you can be very, very important for your mental health actually. Tip number 11, don't be peer pressured into doing something you don't enjoy. This goes for pretty much everything, whether it's drugs, alcohol, or heck, even embracing the culture of pulling all-nighters and taking all these AP classes. It's just not good for your well-being. And trust me, it is way better to be yourself than being a knockoff version of somebody else. Number 12, don't criticize other people because you never know what they are truly going through. Kind of self-explanatory, because if you criticize too much, that can only lead to more unnecessary drama and tension within your high school year. So yeah, if you have something to say to someone, make sure it's only something positive or something that compliments them. Tip number 13, the best way to avoid drama is to not talk about it and not know about it. Ignorance is bliss in this subject area, because once you talk about it to like your friends or whatever, you're just trapping yourself and wasting your time more on it. And this time is definitely wasted time in which you can be doing something more productive with. Number 14, learn how to say no to some things. As you expand your friend group, you'll have tons of different things to do outside of class. So make sure to definitely prioritize what's important to you and you only, and thus being able to say no to the things you are not as enthusiastic to do as the other stuff. Number 15, get out of your comfort zone. Go ask that girl out if you want to. Go see that movie in which none of your friends want to see. Ultimately, by getting out of your comfort zone, you are able to regret on less things, which can also help you a lot and contribute to your happiness. So there you have it, guys. 45 different tips for you high school freshmen out there. I hope you enjoyed my advice video for you guys. If you did, definitely once again make sure to leave a like, comment down below what are you excited about high school the most, and subscribe. Join the Waddle Squad, best squad in the nation. I want to wish you all a Waddle-tastic day, and we'll see you in another video, hopefully. Peace.